What's going on, guys? I'm Ryan Fenners and welcome back to the Fentertainment channel. I just picked up this 2014 Club Car President and I'm planning on making a series of videos of how-tos and upgrades for this golf cart on the channel. First upgrade we're going to do today is going to make this thing faster. Right now it's doing about 12 miles per hour, and with the help of a Plum Quick motor it's going to go a lot faster. Alright, so getting started, we want to place the cart in the off position. Also underneath the seat is going to be a tow run switch. We want to put this switch into tow mode, and also I like to remove the positive battery cable to the pack just in case any of the wires decide to touch each other while the golf cart motor is off of the rear end. This will prevent all of that. So in order to access the motor, there's going to be a motor cover right here. Once you have the two clips removed, go ahead and take the cover itself and slide up with it. So the motor has 4 wires on it, and there's a speed sensor plug on the right hand side of the motor, the passenger side of the golf cart. The first thing I like to do is get my cell phone out and take a picture of where the wires go. That way when we get the new Plum Quick motor in, we'll know which wires go where. Now once you have the access cover off, you can wipe off the motor to get the numbers so you can send into Plum Quick. And ours is right here. Lets us know this is a club car. This is a 48 DC motor. This is a 3.3 horsepower motor here. It's got the club car part number, model number, and rating. This is a 1/2 inch. There's going to be a green and a white wire. Both of those are 1/2 inch. The white wire is actually on front of the motor. The orange, and there's a blue wire, are 7/16 of an inch. The blue wire is on the front of the motor. And then on the passenger side of the motor here is a speed sensor. And you can see it back in that corner there as a harness when we need to disconnect that. Now these are 2 old wrenches here, and I've put them on my grinder. And I've grounded them down so I could get a much thinner profile on thickness, okay? By doing that, I can now take these and get them underneath both of the ring terminals on the studs of the motor. Now, as you can see, we have all 4 wires removed from the motor. The next step, we need to release this connector here, going to the speed sensor. Now, it does have a push-pull connector on it, so we just need to push it down and pull it away. And it's a weatherproof end. Now the motor is fully disconnected from the golf cart electrically. Go ahead and take the wires and move them out the way. Now, what's holding the motor onto the axle is going to be 3 bolts. There's one here, there's one here, and there's one just here, just off of camera. Now it's going to take a 7/16 inch wrench to remove those bolts. Now go ahead and just note this motor is very heavy, so it's just not going to just unbolt and just going to just pop right off. There's a shaft and we're going to have to slide it off the shaft. Once you have all the bolts loose, go ahead and remove them by hand. So all 3 bolts are out. Now the motor is just going to spin by itself. See how the motor is just spinning by itself? With that being said, now we need to remove the motor away from the axle. We have the motor out. Before you package your motor up and send it to Plum Quick, be sure to remove the speed sensor here so it doesn't get damaged in shipping. Retain this. You're going to also need this for the new motor. To remove this, you can use a flathead or a 5/16 socket wrench.
So the motor I opted for is the Plum Quick Bandit. This is the entry-level motor. It runs around 275. The motor comes painted. It comes with a handle on it. It's got new studs with nuts on it. Very clean motor. You're just going to have to add your speed sensor to it, bolt it onto the cart, and go. They make tons of other motors that does various things from just speed or just torque. Now, these guys have been in business since the early 80s, and it's a family business. It started with their father, Carson, and it's the two brothers, Ricky and Robbie Steen. And these guys actually have the world record for the fastest golf cart. I'll throw some videos in here where you can check them out. But this right here, what I'm showing you is how to ship in the motor and what you need to look for on their website. I'm going to include all their website links at the end of the video and in the description of how to send in your golf cart motor and what to expect and the time frame and getting the motor back in the mail as well. So let's add in some of these racing clips here. Have you ever seen an electric golf cart do a burnout? Plum Quick also holds the world's records and the Guinness Book World Records for the fastest golf cart. So I'm going to drop some links in the description below and at the end of the video so you can find Plum Quick Racing a whole lot easier. And I'm going to list their YouTube channel as well at the end of the video so you can watch some of their races that they have listed. They have a bunch of videos over there, and I'm sure you will enjoy them.
Alright guys, here is the motor. It showed up today and I've not opened it up. I wanted to open up on camera and show you guys exactly my reaction and show you exactly how it comes and how it's packaged. So let's get started. You know, I always got to trust a flathead knife. I don't have my knife on me. So as you can tell, they've used cardboard cutouts. He's got a special way he ships it. And all of these right here give it support inside the box, which is a lot better way of shipping it than I did. We have the motor. Let's see what we have down here. We have a Plum Quick card. Pretty cool. We have the invoice. And I guess this would be like an instructional type paper here before you install it here. Also throw in a sticker, which is pretty cool. Let's get this bad boy out. So this is the PH Bandit, and my cart is a PH cart. It's the XL controller and everything on this golf cart. This is the Bandit, and it's got the handle here. They've given us some new studs. All right, so the speed sensor and everything's back on. The ones that I removed is the ones I've reinstalled in here, and just a nut driver. So we have that ready to go. Next, what we need to do is get all wrenches ready and place it back on the cart. Now this is inside of the Plum Quick, and see it's real nice and clean. Some of the stuff's already painted. And on Plum Quick's website, it talks about not using the bumper that goes inside of the shaft here from the old motor, and Robbie sends it to the way it needs to go on there, so that's how we're gonna install it here. All right guys, so what we're gonna do is gonna slide the motor through this opening here, and we're gonna place the female shaft onto the male shaft of the rear end. Once we have the motor sitting on the rear end shaft, we're gonna take our mounting hardware here. We're gonna rotate the housing of the motor until the male threads drop into the female threads, and we're gonna tighten them down. Now there is a slight gap here, and we're not going to make the mounting bolts compress the motor. We're going to continually rotate the motor, rock it back and forth, so we can eliminate this gap before we tighten these bolts here. Now that all of the bolts are hand tightened, we now take the wrench and tighten them down. Now here's our wires right here that needs to connect back to the motor. And remember, in the beginning we used 2 wrenches. We used a 1/2 inch and a 7/16, and we also used a 1/2 inch and 7/16 that we ground down to hold the bottom of the stud in place while we did the top nut and tighten it down. We're going to use that same method by putting everything on. We need to plug this right here connector back up as well. Also remember, we took a picture of how the wires went. Also beforehand, the motor did not have this handle on here, so we need to watch out for this handle. The golf cart is off and it is in tow mode. I think we had green at the large connector here, and we had orange here, and that's what we're going to do to put those back together. The back wires are the ones that you cannot see. The 7/16 is going to be blue, the 1/2 inch is going to be white. I'm just starting them by hand, and we'll tighten them up. Now once we have all the wires done, we go ahead and snap together this triangle connector here. It's on the end of the motor till it locks into place. We'll listen. There it goes. Everything's back together. Everything's tight. Now what I like to do is take a couple of charges on this right here golf cart after I run it down and recheck my connections just to make sure they're tight and they haven't came loose. Next on deck, go ahead and put the cover back on it. Install the clips. Let's take it for a ride. Alright guys, once you have the motor and everything in place, we need to change it from the tow to the run position. We also need to re-hook up the power wire to this battery here. It picks up a lot faster now, doesn't it?
Alright, there you go guys. This Plum Quick Bandit motor upgrade took this stock golf cart from 12 miles per hour max up to 23 miles per hour max as well. Not bad to say. The batteries are roughly 2 years old in this golf cart. Now I'm going to place some links here where you can check out Plum Quick Motors website and Plum Quick Motors YouTube channel, so you can see all the other action and videos that they listed with their motors. Also be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel. So until next time guys, we'll see you later.